Hey everybody, we're gonna be reviewing this time a GM5 Kiriko on Blizzard World. Let's see how many tips we can give this Kiriko in 17 minutes and 53 seconds. GM5 is Grandmaster is one of the ratings in which the difference is not made by big plays. That's for ratings up until Masters. In GM5, you wanna make small plays. You want to fight for every single millisecond that you can get in your favor, and you want to be sure that everything that you do, you get value. I don't know what to expect from this VOD. We're going to be checking it out, but I want to see this GM5 Kiriko try to get value every single second possible. Even if you're just staying in the backline and pre-healing somebody with your Refuta, that is still value. I don't want you to stand still like you're doing right now, for example. But just looking at the team comp, I see Baptiste, I see Sigma, I see Cassidy, I see Widowmaker. The first thing that you got to keep in mind right now is I am the flanker. I am the flank, okay? I will off-angle. I'm the off-angler in this case. So I want to stay a little bit split from my team. Now, here's the trick. If you have Baptiste, Cassidy, Sigma, they all should play in the same area roughly. If you have Widowmaker, Hanzo, or Sojin, you're going to see them in GM off-angling a little bit. You have two options right now. You either support them in that off-angle, or what I do recommend with a Widowmaker is play from another angle. Why? Widowmaker holds here, your team holds here, and you hold on the left side. So what you're doing right now is really good. Spamming a little bit earlier. I would not even say try to waste time on the tanks. You try and shoot your wrist a little bit. I would say that this is time wasted with shooting the tank. Just try to rotate as fast as you possibly can to another position where you want to spam from. Widow gets 2 kills. You're just gonna support each other over here a little bit. Widow dies. Your goal in this is, again, like, your Baptiste is the one that has to keep your team alive, you know? You're responsible with the one that's on the side and for yourself. Do not overlap missions, tasks in top 500. In GM5, I mean. Okay, so like in this case, if Bop is low, yeah, you can go and help him out. But if your Sigma and Cassidy are low and they're with Baptiste, it's Baptiste's job to do that. You're better off at just supporting Widowmaker. So after like going for an off angle at the beginning, try and go back to Widowmaker and then split away from her. Right now, I want to see you look a little bit in the back and see where team is being set up to have an escape route of your TP. I know that you're playing on the left side over there, but I want you to see where Widowmaker is. So this is pretty good with the off angle that we're talking about. Widow's playing from the left, you're playing from the right. Nice, a little bit of healing. Right now, I'm thinking about spamming a little bit and then splitting maybe onto the left side because we already gave the high ground. Keeping an eye out on Baptiste. Even though you're off angling, I would recommend to keep an eye out for your other support, because if your other support dies, then you cannot play to your Kiriko's strength in this team comp, which is off angling, which you're doing amazingly. Over there, Widowmaker low HP. If your Baptiste is close to the Widowmaker, I would recommend just hard committing to the TP flank, to the Kiriko flank over there, rather than TPing and helping the plus sign. You're not responsible for everybody's life in this team comp if you're playing with Kiriko. If you're playing Kiriko Lucio, then yeah, you can just try to support your team a little bit more. But if somebody has the plus sign and you have a good off angle and nobody's paying attention to you, invest in the off angle, because what's gonna happen? Widow's gonna die in that case, and you're probably gonna trade, right? You're probably gonna get a kill. Like right now, for example, is Baptiste alive? He's not alive just yet. Oh, just hold the angle, play the time, Do you use nano? Love it. TP out when you're gonna feel that you're gonna be pressured. One quick tip that I have for you though is the second you TP out, if you're in the open, you should SUZU yourself if the enemies are going to, if you feel like the enemies have line of sight on you. SUZU yourself and then get into cover. Right after you TP with Kiriko, your number one tip should be like, you think that you're a cockroach in the kitchen at 3 AM. Oh god, they opened the light. I have to hide under the fridge. So you TP and you try to find your fridge in the game. You try to climb on high ground. You try to do whatever. You don't like mindlessly TP in and then, guys, I'm gonna improvise. If you TP in and they see you in the middle, just SUZU yourself and try to think where you want to go for. If you have no way of escaping, you turn around and take the fight. Maybe you get a kill. Maybe you land a headshot. That was a good TP. I love how you're playing. I want to see you create a different angle right now. Not the same. Go left or go right. Go left or go right. Go left or go... Not your job. Not your job over there to heal up the Sigma. That is Baptiste's job. Go right. Go left. Fight the Hanzo. Annoy the angles. Look, this is wasted time. We're thinking, what should we do? That dragon is not on you. And I'm going to tell you why. Baptiste could have lamped it. And this time, if you would have off-angled from the beginning, you would have been able to maybe get a kill or two, which would have made it 3 versus 3 or 3 versus 4. And then fight might have been won. This is good peeling for Baptiste, trying to get him out. Like, see, Sojin was trying to force something onto the side while you're just trying to help your team in that case. If, again, your other support is not Baptiste or Ana, for example, then I would recommend yes playing like this. But in this case, Baptiste is responsible with your Hanzo and Sigma. Good TP over there to try to help your Baptiste, but now split. So you gotta view it like this. When you TP, you start a new chapter of your gameplay. You start a new chapter of the book, right? It's like you turn the page. So this is chapter number 1. I do damage. I TP. Why? To save him. I'm safe. Okay, new chapter. What am I gonna do now? Am I gonna go flank? This is a boring chapter. All I'm doing is just sitting in the back and right-clicking, and Baptiste doing the same thing. Using the Fox over there to turn it around. We're 3 versus 5. Fox usage so far, by the way, is really good when they're gonna be down like 1 or 2. I love how proactive you are with them. But if you're the one that's gonna throw it, you gotta at least walk a little bit in front to make sure that the enemies are trying to focus you down. You can't just like throw the Fox for yourself on point. Know that maybe somebody's gonna use it. You gotta be a little bit annoying with it and then TP out. But still, so far, this is a boring chapter. Let's see this chapter over here. So, you TP in, and right now, what are we gonna do? Nice. We're gonna keep on spamming. Kiriko, nice. Okay, good call out. We see the ball. Oh, I like this. This is some pretty intense reading right now. And now we're gonna go and chase the ball. Will ball get out? No. Oh my god, what are we seeing? No, don't kick. No. You could do this if you're 80 or 90% to Fox, but it's worth it more right now. You'd have been in the back, and you might have forced SUZU, or you might have forced the nade that went onto Sojourn right here. You know what I mean? And or maybe TP now and use the SUZU guy now. Eventually worked into your favor though. No problem. You can still play like this, by the way, your playstyle, in case they have, in case like you feel that you win the straight up 5 versus 5. But a good trick, why you see me do this in a lot of the team comps, if you're gonna watch my gameplay, that's a perfect SUZU, by the way, is because I feel like if I off-angle over there, our cooldowns are more important to be safe defensively for the enemies, and we're gonna win if you use them secondly, right? In this case, if you're playing against dive, I would recommend going in and trying to force a nade, a sleep dart, even the enemies looking at you. The way you win against both team comps, if whenever you see a ball or you see a Winston, like you see a hard dive team comp, always tell yourself, force at least their HP. If you're like this, if they start with full HP, they're gonna win. Who can spam them? Hanzo maybe gets a shot, Sojourn maybe gets a shot, but if the enemy team is fast, they just explode at you. So in this case, you have to be the one that at least does a little bit of damage. Go on the left side and do a little bit of damage. Go on the right side and do a little bit of damage. Because right now, you're overlapping your job with Baptiste. He is fine. He is fine. If he dives, you can always just turn around and TP, which is exactly what we're doing right now. Like, I like the off angle that you're playing from. This is very safe. Lamp was being used. We're playing a little bit too scared. You're doing something that a lot of supports are doing, which is caring too much about your team. If you have a support, and I think that we've been saying this already for the past 4 or 5 tips, but if you have a support that can take care of your team on paper, then you can do whatever you want until your support needs assistance. If your support needs assistance, then you have an option of hard committing to the flank, which you're kind of doing right now, or turning around and helping them, which you're doing right now too. One thing that I want to tell you though is in this case with Nanoblade, you can, when it's 4 versus 4, just turn around to see where the teammates are, and sometimes Nanoblade will just clear everybody, so you might just have to invest on a flank. You over here, you're the reason why your team has a fighting chance in this case. Kiriko turning around at you gave your Hanzo sufficient time to do the dragon to split them away. I want to see your ult usage right now. You don't know if the fight is won or not. Pretty good ult usage over there. Out of walked a little bit more in front to try and spam it onto the side. Good peeling. You're up 1. Don't have to force right now that much. Just do some damage here and there. Hanzo went a little bit too deep. Can always just go onto the right side, but I think that you're gonna win in the 4 versus 4 right now. Oh, no. Okay, so hear me out. If we split that the second that we should have not split. That was a long walk to split, and the enemies would have realized that we were there. In a 4 versus 4 situation, when you have like a lot of defensive abilities and you cannot off angle like from the side on them, I'd recommend staying together. Okay, so that was a 4 versus 4. The enemies were going in. Stay together. You have. I'm gonna mute this for just lower down the volume just for a little bit. I feel like whenever you're playing, you're trying to do everything at once. Try to do one thing and do it right. Okay, so I want you in the next couple of games to tell yourself, I want to do 5 aggressive plays and 5 defensive plays. Aggressive plays can be you going on the side and accepting the fact that the team fight will start and you continue to do damage and NTP and help your team. Defensive plays are when, for example, the team fight is still uncertain and you can use a Fox to maybe turn around the team fight, or maybe you know that you should off-angle, but you decide to stay in the back and help your team. Right? Because they used cooldowns, which was exactly what happened at the end. It was 4 versus 4. Our spawns were a little bit closer. Your team had better angles on them. They had to go around the corner while your team just had to stand still. I felt like in that situation, you would have won the 4 versus 4. And that is the team fight in which you split. So again, quantify the amount of aggressive and defensive plays that you're going to be making. And eventually with time, you're going to be seeing that sometimes it's worth to do the aggressive ones, sometimes it's worth to do the defensive ones. Because right now, we're doing maybe 1 aggressive, maybe 2 aggressive, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 1 defensive, 2 defensive, 3. You gotta do like a balance of them. Let's see with this team comp. I'm thinking again, Sojourn, Cassidy, Sigma, Baptiste. Sigma, Cassidy, and Baptiste are gonna play together, while Sojourn will probably go in an off-angle. This is going in my brain. I am supporting my Sojourn. I don't care. No, I don't care. That is a wasted 1 or 2 seconds. You're gonna be like, streamer, what the fuck are you talking? Dude, this second could have been spent you spamming main. Maybe Hanzo would have got body shot. He would have not gotten a kill into the Sojourn here. In GM, every little thing adds up. Every little thing adds up. If you're having like a big issue with like where you can position and you're afraid that your team is gonna die that fast, then fine. You can do something very simple. The enemies are there, your team is here, and you are here. So you can see your team if they need help. You can spam chokes because kunai doesn't have range damage fall off because it's a projectile. And you can always just TP to your team or like split away from your team eventually if you feel like the threat is not going to be over there. Now, let's talk about SUZU usage a little bit. We feel right now that
behind us.
I like how you're playing aggressively, but what is the main issue right now? Let's see. What is the main issue right now? The main issue in this team comp is ball. You have SUZU. Why is ball annoying? Because we cannot stun him and he's creating too much pressure. What can we do? What can we do? We SUZU the slam. We're ready to SUZU the slam and then we can do what we want. That is the only reason why they're winning. Yes, we can SUZU the nade. Yes, we can SUZU the sleep dart. But have we seen a nade or a sleep dart?
It's better than up here. Sleep the ball and stuff.
Agreed. Ana would be a little bit better over here so you can focus ball. But you can also counter ball yourself. Creative SUZU usage. Is it that often to SUZU ball slamming? No. But imagine ball hard commits and you SUZU before the slam happens, before you get lifted up, and your team can just do a bunch of damage to him. And then you can improvise from there.
Just ignore
So for example here, you should have been here and SUZU the slam. You know? Maybe the nade would have not been used. But this is still decent. You get some kills. You're the solo support right now. Simplify the angles. Make sure that you can see your teammates and the enemies. Good job. Let's see what's gonna happen in the future. Okay.
Ball from here.
They're not gonna they're not gonna contest, and even if they contest, it should be fine. I like how you're playing this. Sana's gonna be back. You're still waiting a little bit, getting it to help to go for the ball. Ball goes in. Wait a minute.
They're now not Sojourn main.
We weren't there for when ball engaged with Mines and SUZU.
Yeah.
We did turn it around though.
Mercy?
Fight is won. You don't have to invest anything right now. It's in your advantage. The payload's still opening.
I'm helping with Hanzo.
Even though they're kind of like tapping the point, the payload will still push, will still get out. Let's see. You're going to follow your flanker in this case. Awesome. I love it. You see a lot of duos do this, right? A lot of duos do this. The slam comes in. We don't SUZU the slam. We SUZU the nade maybe. We get booped. That is unlucky. We get out though. Okay, let's see what's going to happen right now. Teamfight is uncertain. Go on top and ult. Go on top and ult. Top ult, top ult, top ult. The problem with ball, so there's a plan, okay? They have a plan. Ball gonna roll around.
Yeah, he's hitting those shots.
Ball gonna roll around, and then he's gonna set up everybody, right? And we're spending time instead of, like, I know that you want to go and do some damage to the squishies over there, but the ball is just being incredibly annoying. You have two options. You can either get ready to follow up on every ball engage with your SUZU, or just stop caring about your team and go for a flank. In this case, though, I feel like you should care about your team because your team is getting absolutely gold over there in the back. and you committing for the flank this long range might not result in you getting kills and getting a free TP out. So I understand you playing like this defensively rather than going onto the right side. But I want you to read ball.
Soldier Mercy is up top behind.
Read ball. Even that SUZU there might have been worth it.
Ball is one. Perfect.
Even that SUZU there might have been worth it in that case. Okay, 4 versus 4. You can split. They're gonna go for the rest.
Can
Let's see
we
what's
push
gonna
the
happen.
soldier together? I'm on him. Hanzo is top.
Okay, we're doing some callouts. Use the SUZU before getting there.
We need run. Hold on.
That's right.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. If there is, like, if you're playing in ranked, and this is not necessarily a Kiriko tip, this is a Kiriko tip for a support tip for everybody. If there's one player that is doing a lot on them, right, a lot for them, then think how you can counter that player or counter the player that profits from that. In this case, Ball is doing a ton, but Hans is getting the kills. So we think about SUZUing. We think about like SUZUing Ball engages, or about going for the Hanzo and knowing the Hanzo is gonna be playing from. And instead of calling like, can we go or can we do stuff like that, try to walk yourself first and then maybe doing the call sometimes. Look, like this was a good SUZU, a little bit too late. Interesting Fox 4 versus 4. Soldiers low. I feel like right now our focus is breaking a little bit, but it's still a winnable fight maybe.
I don't know what to play.
Let's see what's gonna happen. Like,
Trying to stick with Anna more so I can...
if we're looking at our teammates non-stop and seeing what's gonna happen, then we're reacting to what the enemies are doing instead of us forcing stuff. So the thing with Kiriko is you can go onto the side, you can spam on high ground, and then if your team needs assistance, that's when you're gonna go in. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like the main thing over here on this entire part of the map is the fact that we are not ready for the ball engage. Ball is just rolling through, and with how SUZU is working, we're just not ready for the ball engage. If you ever feel like you're playing Kiriko or you're playing any hero, right? This is more of a general support tip. And you think that somebody's giving you a hard time, just take a deep breath and think that you're in training range, right? And think about the hero's abilities. Because it's not Ball rolling around and doing damage. It's Ball being able to slam, right? This case, Mercy's gonna be low HP. You're probably gonna go into the flank and try to look for something. This could have happened a long time ago. Doing some damage to the Mercy. Okay, what happens? There's another approach with Kiriko. Oh, probably you were afraid of Hanzo shooting you. There's another approach with Kiriko. You could just stop caring about your team altogether and just go for damage, and Ball gets 2 or 3 in the backline, and you go for a couple of kills yourself. If you don't know how you can search for long range flanks like you're going for the soldier over there, you can just be sneaky. Even if your flanks take a long time, you can just like crouch somewhere, go all the way behind them, and go for the kill. That might be sufficient to break the defense. You see this from a lot of contenders and Overwatch League players that just suddenly stop caring about their team altogether, and they would just go right in the backline. So for example, let's say this is not overtime. Stop caring about Hanzo, go left side. Don't care, don't even care. Go into the left side and go for kills. For the way that I'm usually playing is I trust my team initially for a couple of minutes, and then if I see if nothing connects, that's when I stop caring. So it should be the same thing. So I know that we had a lot of tips. It was a very long VOD, but the TLDR is, again, try to save your SUZU for the ball slam, the biggest mechanical small play that I can talk about. And secondly, care about your team initially, but if nothing clicks, just go on very long flanks by yourself. Just go. If they go like, but stop it, stop, shut up. You go, and it doesn't have to be, because I know that you want to follow up. It doesn't have to be like, really fast. You can take your time. You know how annoying a TikTok more guys in the backline? That could be you, you know? Just crouch under, wait a little bit. Even if your team dies, wait for them to come back, and then you go for the flank. And that might win you the team fight rather than being stuck on the same point for 5 minutes.